Yeah, there's something about this ADC party with their new this movement logo or the slogan. Okay, okay movement. Okay movement is very unique and different from that obedient and obedient. One will say, is it not the same southeastern person and the same northern? And this time around, it's still the same southeastern person candidate and with a vice president of from north. Yes, that's true, but they are different. Let me tell you. Remember the fact that ever since this country started, since the creation of this country, no Hausa person has never had the opportunity to become a president. That is what I read. All the leaders from North, all of them were of Fulani ethnicity. So the collaboration between P2B during the last election or during the last this presidential election, the collaboration between P2B and Dati Den was unique because he's a northern and a Muslim. So the people in the north will have no option but to support him either way because they've been in power all along. But this time around, it features an Igbo southeasterner with a northerner who is of Hausa ethnicity. Let's be realistic. That marginalization towards that is from those people Fulani towards the Hausa people, I don't think it's been welcomed. Despite it's being covered under the guise of religion, this is that. They use religion to make people think that those people are happy for what is happening. They are not. I think there are more support from the north in this particular election period, this campaign period, compared to the last time. Because don't forget that the Hausa people, they have more population than the Fulani. Despite that the Fulani are all strategic and official positions. They have more population. And they are not even happy in the condition they are. Because they are very marginalized. So I think the support is coming from the Hausa people, mostly. Even if Fulani people will not even support it with whole hand. That is why you see that person like Atiku is going to be a stumbling block, trust me. Atiku is going to be a very big stumbling block towards this. But one thing I think, this election, this 2023 election, is a time bomb. A lot of things will unfold. A lot of things will unfold. If, since I know that what they could do to president Abat, but his visit to that to the Majesty in the UK, that was to show everybody that the slave masters have ordained him. Yes. That's to show you that this is the person we support. This person will bring for you. No matter what you do, we are behind him. We will support him monetarily, propaganda-wise, anything we need. That is what that visitation means. Forget every other thing they told you. They signed this, that's rubbish. The one thing is that they want. What did they even call it? The UK is trying to show you that they have endorsed. That's what they call itself. They're trying to show you that they have endorsed Tinubu. Later we'll go, I go add them. To tell you say they don't support, they don't bring out Obi. Say now the person where him be is going. Now this is where me I blame Good Lord Jonathan. See that peace he gave chance that time. Let me tell you, the reason why Good Lord Jonathan stepped aside, not because he couldn't win an election even when he's in power. Historically, he's the first president to lose election even while in power. Good Lord Jonathan stepped down because Buhari, everybody know this one, I know you secret now. He threatened his government. He threatened to make sure that dog and bamboo will be soaked in blood if he's not elected. Number one. Number two, even when Goodluck was making attempts to fix Boko Haram, he was still their mouthpiece. That's number two. Number three, it is no rumor. You and I may not have known then because we were still thinking that Goodluck Jonathan was giving us hell, not knowing that today we are about leaving heaven and going into the main hell. Now we are in hell. Now welcome. So it was he knew that those people have imported terrorists who are disturbing us now. They imported terrorists in order to win election. They vowed that if they are not elected, if they don't win the election, they will turn the whole country blood, that they will start slaughtering. They will make the government of Goodluck Jonathan ungovernable. So Goodluck Jonathan, in order to give peace a chance, he stepped down and allowed the regime to enter. Now, that thing he was still afraid of is still happening. It's happening. Terrorism here and there, killing here and there. That was the same thing Goodluck Jonathan was afraid of. But it's happening. That's why I blame him. He would have stood his ground. Let me tell you, if I am the president, and which I know that even if Peter Obi happens to get there, but I don't see that happening. He's my brother, but I don't see that happening. But at least them rigging themselves through, those APC rigging themselves through, is another reminder to Peter Obi that these people don't really want us in Nigeria. They don't. Even the North that are supporting us now, the support now is coming because it's not a northern person that is ruling. If it was Buhari that is ruling, I don't think the support will come from North. All of them are going after their selfish interest. The support is coming from the North because another person from South is ruling now. So they are supporting in order to take him off power. So they know how they do it, but that's not even the problem. So good, that's not what I'm talking about. Goodluck Jonathan should have stood his ground. Even if all the military towns become Muslims and refuse to take orders from him, he has the money, he controls the country. Me, myself, if I was become the president, I will go back to my place and recruit government-owned army. Things like that have happened. If you go to Iran regime has been able to survive over time because he created his own military outfit, Islamic Republic Guards Corps. He created his own. That is not even the normal military of the Persian, the Iranians. He created his own, and that is what has been keeping him till now. Even till now, he's still that regime is still on, although they are going to fall soon. But that's not what I'm talking about. That's what Goodluck Jonathan would have done. Then let me see how him as a president, people who are civilian are going to win a fight against him, both in funding. He's the government. Goodluck Jonathan shouldn't have allowed threats. Nobody can finish up a country. Nobody can kill a whole country of over 200 million people. Goodluck Jonathan shouldn't have. Goodluck Jonathan, peace, aspirant for peace, was what led Nigeria into the hand of terrorists. Because it was Buhari that came and introduced Operation Safe Corridor. He made it over, he made the speed that fight against Boko Haram, he fight against the North. So it is no different that they are the terrorists. That's the simple truth. Now, Goodluck Jonathan could have stood his ground. Difficult to move the FCT, move them to South. Make sure say you stand that fight, you fight. Even if it gets too much to fight the country. That is what Goodluck Jonathan should have done. Goodluck Jonathan really failed us. He failed me. This thing just came into my mind. He failed. But that is not by the way. God will still help us. But I'm trying to tell you what caused the support from North. What is well under support? One is because an Hausa person now is about becoming a vice. And with that, the hope of becoming a president someday is still alive. And secondly, because it is not a Northerner that is in power. If it was a Northerner, this Northerner will not support an able person to win the presidential election against the Northerner. That is the simple truth. In as much as we welcome their support, but their own interest is still in front. They are supporting Peter Obi for their own interest. That is the truth. Thank you very much.